guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Ashgoesplaces, and this is my husband,
Chris,
otherwise known as Zipchin. If you are new to my channel, I am a new travel vlogger. I am based out of Arizona, and just recently, we just got back from a trip to Japan. We spent 14 days going over some amazing places. We pretty much did the whole golden route. But I wanted to go over some questions, ideas, and things that we did.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm here too.
And first off, we did some planning. So I just wanted to ask a couple quick questions. What was your favorite thing that you did?
Go to Japan.
Yeah. Any particular event or anything you saw was your favorite?
Nothing particular, more just Akihabara was great, just being there, the food. But I guess if I had to pick one thing, then Akihabara in general. Okay.
That was a really cool place. We walked around for, I think, almost 2 full days and didn't see everything. We went into Super Potato, we went into Anime, we went to several different stores there. I think my favorite thing was probably Team Lab Borderless.
That was good too.
It was, I didn't tell him anything about what we were gonna do. It's an interactive light museum if you're not sure what it is. And you go in, I tried not to get spoiled on it because it was new this year. Just came in March right before our trip, and we went in kind of blind, and I think it was a huge hit, don't you think? How long did we spend in there?
The first one, quite a lot.
That's the one we went.
Yeah.
I think like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was long.
It was close to like 3 hours. A lot of walking, a lot of cool rooms.
Getting lost
in there. It was very awesome. Is there anything that you didn't like on the trip?
The matcha green tea. The matcha coffee was so bad.
Yeah, it was very earthy. We couldn't finish. We had a matcha coffee out of Roppongi Hills. There's a big fashionista mall that has Team Lab Borderless in it. And we stopped for some coffee and we wanted to try matcha because it was our first time on the trip. And it was like drinking grass and dirt, a little bit of grass and dirt all mixed together. So that was a few of our planning questions. I think I planned every single day except for maybe 2 days that you had ideas for.
A few things added. Persona Cafe.
Yep. And then what was the other one?
Nakano Broadway.
Nakano Broadway, yeah. We spent a full day off the beaten path because of Persona, which one?
Persona 3.
Persona 3.
Reload.
So he was playing all the Persona games right before we went, and we started looking up like places that are in Japan that are from the video game. And from that, we created an itinerary pretty much. We went to Kichijoji, yeah? Is that the park?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a park from Persona 5.
Sun Road.
Which is also in Persona 5.
Yeah. And then it was our first day, and it was raining quite heavily and very windy. And I think we have the best picture. I'll put it up on the screen now of you holding your umbrella in front of Sun Road. And then I'll also put a screenshot up of what the video game looks like. So, in your suggestion, that was a great idea. It was very nice to not go somewhere super touristy on our very first day.
It rained a lot.
It rained a lot. It was very cold. On that day. How about not speaking the language? Did you have any issues communicating with the locals?
No, I'm very good at body language and like reading people's minds. So I just mentally tapped into them and just like gained the knowledge that I needed to from just like small things. Like no, it was fine. I mean, honestly, a lot of people there speak English. As long as you know your sumimasens and your arigato gozaimasu and everything, it went pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, we only had to use the translator like maybe twice, right? Our first day, did you want to speak about when we were checking into the hotel?
Yeah, the hotel, we had to use it. The guy didn't really understand us at the time, but he ended up being super nice, upgrading our room. First class, 50th story building. No, it was an upgraded room. It was very nice. Most people there were basically super nice. I didn't have a single mean person in Japan, so.
Yeah, I think it was funny though because the whole time we were checking in, it wasn't like an issue with the check-in part. It was more of like trying to tell him that my husband wasn't the second guest in another room, that we had another friend coming and that we were checking in for him as well. So he was trying to push him towards another room while I was going into another room. But overall, no issues really speaking. We had a really cool interaction where I think one of the issues was they have little wood plaques outside of their shops in like Ueno area. And some of them say they're closed, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that coming in that they have little plaques and stuff. And one of the locals says, "Oh, that one's closed, but let me give you my suggestion." And he put it in our GPS, and we walked down to this really delicious ramen place. I think it seated like maybe 15 people.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
It was a little hole in the wall because it kind of pushed up the beaten path too.
A little bit.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Our next topic is trains and getting around. What did we use more? The JR Pass, Suica, Passmo, or Cash?
Mostly Suica.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all Suica.
We did not have to use cash for any of the trains. For our 2-week trip, we decided not to go with the JR Pass, which I think was a good idea. We just paid using either Klook or Suica. Klook we booked our bullet trains on and just bought them in advance. That was super helpful. And then we didn't download Passmo, but Passmo and Suica are pretty much the same thing. Something that I was not great at is going through the turnstiles with your phone. So when you have your phone and you have the card on it, you just tap it on the icon and it opens the gates for you. I missed that like 4 times and ran right into the little barrier. But he had it down.
Never missed once.
Yeah, he was great at it. Were the trains hard to navigate?
Not at all. Not if you're like me, who's taken buses most of my life and places.
He was our navigator. I pretty much planned the trip, and then he was in charge of navigating to get us to different places.
I was the trip.
He was the trip. I don't think we had... I think there was only one train we got on the wrong train. But it was like an interesting... It like forked off. We were going to Universal Studios.
It was one specifically for Universal, and it only went there.
Yeah. And we got onto one train, and it was supposed to go this way, and it went that way, and we ended up getting off, going back, and then getting on the right train. But it wasn't bad. It was pretty good, actually. Considering I think we took at least 2 or 3 trains a day.
Yeah.
2 or 3 subways.
At least.
JR trains. I think the only thing we didn't take are buses.
No.
Or taxis.
Technically, we did take a bus. We took it from our hotel to a train station.
We did?
Yeah, it was the fancy hotel.
Oh, that's right. In Kyoto, we had a the hotel had a limousine bus for guests that were there, and it took you to the train station. So I forgot about that. Good call out. What was the hardest part about traveling in Japan?
Coming back to the U.S.
I think mine was carrying the suitcases up and down the stairs and not having an escalator.
Mine was either coming back to the U.S. or just the planes in general. Just hate planes.
Yeah, I think the planes were definitely the hardest part for you. But I think overall traveling in Japan, in Japan,
it was great.
It was easy. They had, I think we were going to Sunshine City, and we were in Ikebukuro, and we were walking with the Google Maps, and all of a sudden you start seeing signs going this way, this way, this way. So we didn't even have to use the Google Maps at one point. We just kind of followed the signs and went all the way down to Sunshine City. I think that was super helpful. I wish we had super interconnected buses and trains and stuff here.
Right.
Which location was the best to visit and to stay?
Best to visit was Akihabara. Best to stay was Ikebukuro.
Nice. Why?
I liked the hotel there. It was next to a giant mall.
It's true.
That's all I need in life.
All you need in life. 60 floor story hotel mall. That is the Sunshine City Mall. I think for the best place to visit, I am gonna say Odaiba. We went and saw Diver City. We saw the Gundam. We got there super early, so we saw the very first show. And it transforms, and I'll put a clip of it in here right now. But we also ate lunch at that mall, and then went down, and they have the Statue of Liberty on the beach right there. And we just kind of hung out, sat on the beach. We did Team Lab Planets on Odaiba as well. That was super cool. And the best place to stay?
It's not all we did there.
What else?
You also missed, we went to round 1 in that mall.
That's true.
And we sang karaoke, played darts, and ate an egg sandwich.
A very good egg sandwich. And I think we took photos in the photo booth, and then we forgot to pick them up. It was really cool because these little, maybe 14-year-olds found us on a different floor, 3 floors down. And we're like, we found your photos, and told us that they found them. It's pretty cool. But my favorite place to stay, though, was, I think, our last hotel, to be honest, which was Forest Hango by Unito, and it's over by the Tokyo University. It just had a lot of room. I liked their bathroom and how spacey it was. We had just a standard room, but you could have fit 4 or more people in there. It was super roomy. It was right in the middle of the neighborhood, and you could walk to Akihabara from there. You could walk to Winter Park.
That was a good one too.
I think that one was my favorite. What about food? What was your favorite food you had?
The ochazuke.
Ooh, the plum ochazuke. I don't remember what restaurant it was, but we were in Shibuya, right off of Shibuya Crossing. It was really good food. Really good food. It did have a table charge, though, of 500 yen. It was not bad. I mean, pretend that's US tax or whatever. But we had that. We had chicken cartilage.
You love that.
I did not like that at all. We had some takoyaki. I feel like we had a couple more things. Some ham wrapped cheese. and some French fries. So that place was pretty good too. And that was your favorite food?
Yeah.
What was your second favorite food, just out of curiosity?
The Wagyu beef. Maybe the Odin. The Odin was really good.
Ooh, yeah, that was really good.
Off the top of my head. Just the Ochazuke, probably.
Okay, well, Ochazuke and Odin. All right. I think my favorite food, we were in, I think it was Ikebukuro's train station. They had udon noodles, and you can just make a quick $3 udon bowl, and they put like beef and stuff on top of that. That was really good. I really liked that, or I could just go for the just ice cream. Their ice cream is so good. On a budget, how much did you spend on what, and what was the most expensive? What do you think? Do you remember how much we spent on the full trip? 14 days? Okay, I know you know what was most expensive. What was most expensive?
The plane.
Plane, yes. For our plane, we spent, for 2 people, is close to $3,000 just on the plane tickets. We stayed at 4 different hotels over the course. We went from Ikebukuro, which was about $400 for, I think, 5 nights we stayed there. Mm-hmm. And then we had a night in Kyoto, which I think was like $200. We had 3 nights in Osaka, which was close to $400 as well. And then our last night in Ueno, it was close to $600 for the last bit of our trip. So those were our most expensive things, and then the bullet trains were also pretty expensive. I think for both of us, it was like $120 each.
Well, with the exchange rate, it was super easy.
It was not bad. It was, I think overall, we booked everything online. We paid in advance. Again, we used Klook a lot. So any of our excursions, we would wait until we got paid here, and then we would book one thing, and then we would add it to our itinerary. And then anything we couldn't afford before the trip, we just ended up not doing. Because a lot of things you have to book in advance, such as the Pokemon Cafe. There is the Kirby Cafe. There's quite a few like places that you needed to book, like the Ghibli Museum. And if you didn't book like right exactly on the time it goes on sale, then you might not get tickets. I think we tried for like 2 weeks to try to get the Pokemon Cafe.
Longer than 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, but we finally booked it for our last day, but we couldn't go because we would have missed our flight. So, unfortunately, you gotta try what you can do. If you can't do it, then it's for the next trip. Any cool memories that you wanna?
Persona 3 Cafe was awesome. The Vampire Cafe was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So the theme cafes are awesome. We made rings.
Oh, yeah. We went to Kyoto.
You were not going to be able to see this well.
No. I'm going to do the...
Oh, yeah.
Do that. Oh, there you go. There you go. We got matching rings at Glanta Rings in Kyoto. You choose what style you want. They customize it and fit it to your finger size. They'll also engrave it for you right there and then. As well as you can change whatever texture you want, polished, grainy. I think there was a couple different other ones. That was super cool. What else? The Vampire Cafe.
Cafes, yeah.
I want to say, I didn't tell him much about it. We did book in advance as well, but they do rituals on certain parts of like the meal. Like when you get there and you get your first one, they do a little chant. And then our last one, we had a chicken. And I'll put the video here. I didn't tell him that they set it on fire at your table. And so I cut it on camera.
Yeah, flames hit me. I was in the ER for 3 days.
Liar. But that was super cool as well. I think just overall exploring and going to the different areas. There were some things that we didn't get to on our trip.
The weather was great. It was always cold. It was rainy. We went to the exact time of the cherry blossoms, so we had cherry blossoms all over.
Yeah, we ended up at Winnow Park just one random night. We're like, let's just go walk around after we checked in. And they were having a festival. It was really cool. They had stalls and stalls lined up.
And fish.
I
don't know, Mom. Video right now.
Video right now?
Video of the fish.
They had
you have to find that video now.
I do have to find that video. But they also had cherry blossom viewing, so they had all the lights on the cherry blossom trees, and then we just kind of followed this group of people who were going up this street, and there was just a line of lanterns in the cherry blossom trees there too. So that was pretty magical, just kind of stumbling upon.
I was an anime girl.
He was very kawaii. Beautiful. But as you can tell, we're kind of anime nerds, so we did a lot of anime things. Don't look behind us. But we did quite a few anime things. Akihabara, Nakano Broadway.
That's from a game? Digimon.
Road.
Cyber Sleuth.
Yep.
And it's also from real life. What was the favorite souvenir you brought home?
Ooh.
I'm asking the question.
That's a good question. My favorite souvenir.
I actually was supposed to come up with questions and I didn't. But now I came up with a question, so you can't say I didn't.
Oh man, I don't know what my favorite souvenir is. Probably the rings.
Yeah, I was going to say that probably can't count though.
Oh.
That's obvious.
Trying to think what else.
If I didn't choose the ring, mine would be the Hitman Reborn box right there. It's one of the Vongola boxes from the anime Hitman Reborn, and it goes and opens up.
It's very cool. I got a Harry Potter wand. I thought that was cool, but it didn't work.
No, video on screen. Video on screen.
No.
Video on screen, you have to now.
Yeah, but I bought the wand, and it's an interactive wand for the park, and we went out there and we were trying to make it work. And I don't know if it was just like the tip was broken or like what was going on, but
they had a cool like Dumbledore dude or a Hagrid guy who like gave out them, or I guess he was the wand dude.
Ollivanders.
Yeah, Ollivander. He looked a little bit like me. Video on screen.
I don't know if I have video, but I'll try.
I think we have a video of that.
We did the whole wand experience. One of the kids that were in the group right behind us got chosen, and he got to do the cha.
Took my spot. Get all the love there.
It was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. We stayed in Universal Studios in the Harry Potter land for a good portion of the day.
Butterbeer, too sweet.
Oh, I loved it. It was so good. I watched some of the shows while he waited in line for Butterbeer.
Yeah, I found a really cool like centipede like spider video on screen.
No. I didn't take a picture of that, did you?
I did.
Oh god. Okay, well
I don't know if I can find it. I don't know if I ever posted it.
It was very there was a centipede in the wall in line for the Butterbeer.
We saw the My Hero show there. They sang, and there was a band guy. It was great. The seats moved a lot.
We missed the giant parade. They apparently only do it once a day. And I was like, oh, let's go wait for the parade, but it had already happened.
And every like Japanese kid that's at Universal, like little like girl, like probably teen girls, they put their phone like right on the side. Here's my phone, by the way. And then they just go like.
They do a lot of TikToks in Japan, apparently. We were just sitting in the park, and all you see across the whole way is just like
young girls and guys with their phones hanging on like a window
ledge, and they're just making TikToks,
doing dances and stuff.
That was a little bit of a culture shock for me to see that, to be honest, because you won't see that happening like here.
Yeah, people are ashamed of their online presence here.
What else? We went to Dotonbori in Osaka. That was really cool. Unfortunately, it did rain again that day. And both of us had a head cold at that day. I had a sinus infection, which turned into laryngitis, so I couldn't speak. And I think you just had a cold for a day. And didn't feel very well.
Don't really know what I had. Something.
Yeah. We ended up not staying out too late that day. But I think...
but you can't go on without talking about the Kobenis. It was non-stop Kobenis.
Oh my gosh, we got...
They're great.
We did get so much food from the Kombini.
Every day we'd go back to our place after even eating or something. We'd just get a bunch of stuff from the Kombini, or in the morning too. Then we'd take it all back, and she would do a little live video of it.
Yeah.
Video on screen. And basically every time it would just be constant like, oh, this onigiri. The onigiri was the best part, but...
Yeah. I really enjoyed 7-Eleven. They have these smoothies in the freezer section. I think they're like $2. And they're fresh smoothies. You take it and you scan the little barcode on top and you pop it in there and it blends it all up and it gives you just a fresh fruit smoothie.
Just compare like 7-Eleven in Japan to like 7-Eleven in America, and it's like sad. Like, we have a 7-Eleven near us, and it's just, like, really sad.
We now joke, since we're back, we're like, oh, you want to go to the Kombini and get a egg sando and a
go to KFC.
onigiri?
My favorite Japanese food is KFC now in America. Even though we didn't have KFC in Japan.
We did not. We did try and steer away from some of the fast food restaurants that are in the U.S.
She wanted to.
I ended up getting
Burger King. But I wanted to go more authentic the first time only. So no McDonald's, just you could use the bathroom there. This is the easiest way. All the bathrooms are small for a big guy like me.
Yeah, and plus...
They weren't so bad.
We took shelter in one of the McDonald's because... I don't want to say shelter, but we sat in one of the McDonald's when we were waiting for, I think the Vampire Cafe, actually, or something to open up.
Yeah, and there was like a anime battle outside. And, yeah.
Anime battle outside? Yeah. But it's just, if you go to Japan, you won't find bathrooms everywhere, necessarily. All of the fast food or like American branded things, like Subway, McDonald's, Burger King, they had bathrooms. So, hey buddy. That's why we went to one of the McDonald's.
We got the Shiba Inu out there.
He's hardcore Arizona branded Chihuahua.
Look at him run away from me.
Come here, bud. But yeah, that was our trip. We walked way too much on the very first day. I think 25,000 steps on our.
That was fine.
On our first day. I work at home, and he works, running up and downstairs normally. So he was a little bit more prepared than I was for the amount of walking that we were doing. We did anywhere between 10 and 25,000 steps a day. We did have to take quite a bit of breaks because my feet were hurting and my back was hurting and I was unprepared. So keep that in mind. If you're going to go to Japan and do a lot of walking, make sure you have good shoes. Make sure that you prepare to walk it that much. We do have a treadmill, and I did not utilize it properly.
Still haven't since being back.
That's not true. We did the first week we were back.
I did the first week.
But yeah.
How was the time difference?
Oh, that is a good question. I think it didn't hit me though until...
We'd wake up at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning every day though.
That's true. So like 4 in the morning was equivalent to like 11 o'clock Arizona time. But we would go to bed at like maybe 8 o'clock each night and then wake up at 4 and then just go the entire day. It really hit me on the bullet train going to Kyoto. So it's about a 2-hour train ride, maybe 2.5-hour train ride, and I fell asleep on his shoulder on the train. And then also coming back on the plane, I could not stay awake on our last leg of the trip. We were coming back. We landed in Denver, and then from Denver to Phoenix, I was hardcore trying to stay awake that whole time because I don't think we got back until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon Arizona time, which we would have been asleep in Japan. How about you?
Yeah, basically the same. Wake up early. I mean, it's kind of similar to my normal bedtime in America anyways. I'm a very early riser. Never hit me too hard. The worst thing was like I had to call my bank in the middle of Japan, and it was so annoying because I don't know, they could like barely hear sometimes, and then they just didn't answer, and then nothing happened. But other than that, it was fine.
Yeah, I think that was one of our biggest difficulties is our credit cards not working on the ATM in Japan to like pull out more cash. Because we had some friends send us some cash to like buy stuff, or like his parents sent us some money as well while we were there to just have extra money. And we were trying to pull that out, and neither of our cards worked. But our friend who came with us, his card worked, so we just sent it to him and he pulled it out. But I think the other issue is that he brought cash, and there's not very many places that if you have just USD cash in your hand, you can just put that in and exchange it. So I don't think he got to exchange it for like 4 days into the trip.
So if you go, get it before you leave, get all your money exchanged, you can. Or keep it on your card, because it's a lot easier to put it from your card to...
Yeah. Also, like if you have it on your card, you can also put it on Suica. And Suica you can use in the convenience stores. You can buy meals.
Food places, yeah.
So it's just a lot easier to have it in your bank account or already exchanged instead of having it just in your hand.
It's a lot easier to put it from your card to...
Yeah. Also, like if you have it on your card, you can also put it on Suica. And Suica you can use in the convenience stores. You can buy meals.
Food places, yeah.
So it's just a lot easier to have it in your bank account or already exchanged instead of having it just in your hand. Well, I think that's all the questions I have for today. Let us know in the comment section if you have any other questions from our trip. We went from March 27th until April 10th. And again, we went to 4 different places, technically Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and back to Tokyo. So let us know if you have any questions down below. Thanks for watching, and join us on our next adventure.
Like, subscribe, tap that bell icon.